terrifying is happening.
Oh my God.
It can't be stopped.
I've seen it.
It can happen to you. The forgotten.
Mom? I'm Telly, Sam's mom.
I'm Ash.
They don't seem to want us around.
No.
It's a role that was physical and emotional and had a kind of a psychological twist to it.
Everything you know.
I love you.
Everything you believe in never happened.
Why'd you choose the picture?
I didn't change anything.
You replaced the book with an empty book. You erased our son.
They were always blank.
Where's my son?
Telly, you never had a son. Sometimes some people actually invent entire alternate lives with imagined friends and imagined family and children.
Stop it! Why are you doing this? I made him up! I think we all, as audience members, are excited by things that are quick and entertaining and scary and fun. But this one has a particularly human element.
Remember me?
We have never met. I do not know you.
Lauren and Sam were friends.
I never had a kid.
This was your daughter's room.
Wait! I remember! I remember!
It's an incredibly thrilling thriller. They've lost their children, but they've also lost their minds, you know, or seemingly lost their minds, and there is nothing except each other to validate what they think is the reality.
Who could erase our lives? Who could erase our kids? Who could do that? Every picture of them gone, every newspaper article gone, every memory gone.
I don't know.
If you feel that your child's in danger or needs something from you, you know, you'll do anything, you know, absolutely anything to get to them.
Telly, this is Detective Ann Pope.
We're just trying to find our children.
Hang up.
Is that Ashley Corral?
They took our kids.
Now, how can two people remember two different children if they never existed?
I can't buy that she's lying. What it is about the children is probably more complicated. That's my job, is to find out what it is.
We never had a son.
Why would she say that?
My wife is delusional. She needs help. Where is she? Now it's getting involved with police, and they start talking about things about NSA and FBI.
Why would the NSA be interested in your wife?
You're asking me. This is crazy.
You're not quite sure who's telling the truth or what is going on, whether you're in reality or what.
I used to think that she was purely delusional. I'm not sure anymore.
I don't think it's the kind of movie that you can, you know, peg right off the bat.
I really had no idea how it was going to be.
Jim.
Hi. I'm sorry, do I know you?
Oh, God, what did they do to you? It's me, it's Telly.
I'm sorry. We know each other?
I know your wife.
Oh, right, got it. Not married. Wrong Jim.
James William Peretta.
Who are you?
You're never quite sure whose reality is the truth, which is what the characters are going through as well.
You really don't know. You don't know what's going on with Telly.
You're not sure whether she's mad and the rest of the world is sane, or she's sane and the rest of the world is mad.
She gets the feeling that maybe there's something more going on than she anticipated. The danger that she perceives herself as being under, you know, has she created that as well?
There's just a mounting pressure against these people from everyone, the police, the FBI, the NSA. You're constantly questioning what the hell is causing all this. And it's utterly baffling and is sustained throughout the whole film.
That's very good. Very good.
It was just a chance here to deal with some very emotional thriller issues. What's real, what's not real? Am I crazy? Is the world crazy?
You know, you think, okay, who are the great thriller directors? And we feel extraordinarily lucky to have Joseph Rubin, who made movies like Sleeping with the Enemy and The Stepfather and Money Train, and he's done so many incredible films.
In these films, there is real tension, and there is real character, and there is real drama. So he seemed like a perfect choice for this, and he responded very strongly to the script.
It was such a great idea for a thriller because
I think in some ways we've all questioned whether the way we see the world is really the way the world is.
It's not me. I don't know who else or what else. It's not me. I'm not insane.
It's been interesting for me as an actress to work on something where the character is very, very sure that she's right and everybody around her is saying that she's not. It's also tempered with this thriller aspect, which I like. I really like the combination.
We needed an actor that the audience could connect with, and there's a warmth to Julianne and a heart to her.
I love you.
We saw Dominic West in The Wire, and he just has such a strong, immediate presence.
Hi, Dad.
Margaret. So what can you tell me about Telly that might help me find her? I'm good at putting things together. That doesn't mean that there aren't constant surprises. You never quite know where you are.
You know, she's run away and nobody knows where she is, and he feels responsible for what has happened to her and for her kind of disappearing.
Telly! Telly!
All kinds of people are trying to find her, and he knows that she's in a dangerous situation. Lieutenant, I think it's very important that I'm there when you find her. You'll be dealing with a possible psychotic break. You don't want to do more damage.
I'll call you, Dr. Munz.
No, she still trusts me, or she wouldn't have called. She'll call again, and when she does, you'll know, because I'll be with you. You're gonna need me to find her.
So I'm on her trail, and I figure if I could just catch up with her and see her in person, I could help her.
Carl Dayton, NSA.
What are you doing in my crime scene, Carl?
Look, we've been on this case. So any information that you get on Corrado Corral?
Wait, what's so national security about this?
I'm not at liberty to say.
You guys need new material.
We've attracted a great cast, and it's been, you know, we've been able to do it all here in New York City.
We shot a lot in this industrial section called Dumbo, which is in Brooklyn, and it's underneath the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge, and it's very spooky at night.
There are people after us. How do you explain that? How do you explain the people chasing us?
What's so important about us?
There's so much in this world that we don't understand. Certainly the parent-child bond is an example of that in many ways, but you hear things that don't really fit in our concept of what's normal, what's regular, what's explainable. And that's what The Forgotten is about.
I can remember that as a little kid. I didn't understand why my mother would just show up when I needed her, you know, and now that I'm a mother, I find the same thing happening to me, you know. So clearly there is something inherent in the relationship that is inexplicable. And in a way, I think this film really celebrates that.
It's primal. I mean, that's the deepest earthly connection you can have.
The one thing you learn as a parent very early on is that the parental love to a child is huge.
I mean, the issues at hand are really about how we feel about our children and our family members. So that's when I think these kinds of films are most engaging, when there is something that truly is about how people feel.
If the children were dead, why would they erase them? Like you said, why would they need to make us forget them?
A big part of the movie is almost like a thriller chase. They're on the run in New York City trying to find clues about these kids that they start to believe do exist.
They're on the run, they're being chased, they're trying to avoid capture.
It's not just scary, it's something that you become incredibly emotionally involved in. There are moments in The Forgotten where Julianne Moore is running for her life.
And that was another attraction, I think, to the film for me, is that there is that element. That's fun as an actor, and that's another reason that I think that people go to the movies. They like action, and they like chases, and that kind of excitement. And they're not alone. Actors like it, too.
Because I'm not particularly athletic. So I was a bit daunted by the physical stuff, because there's a lot of it. There's a lot of fighting, and there's a lot of chasing, and there's a lot of stunts, really. And I've loved it, you know. I've had a great time.
to go. Nice work, folks. You did a great job.
I wanted a stunt guy and a second unit director who understood that reality was key in this and that we didn't want it to be too movie-ish.
We have one of the great action second unit directors of all time.
For all of us to know that Terry Leonard is going to help deliver us fantastic action sequences is incredibly exciting.
How much do you remember?
I think memory, which is obviously what this film has to deal with, is a really interesting thing because what we think is real and what we experience can be very different things because lots of people can experience the same event and have a very different perspective on it. That's the world in which we're playing in this story.
I mean, it is very interesting. You think about the way we record our memories and how we hold on to people and you know, and what they are to us and stuff. And I do think that there are things that are impossible to let go of.
Do you think you amplify some of these memories of Sam? Add to them?
We looked into this condition, paramnesia, which exists, where people, almost as a way of sheltering themselves from the real world, create an imaginary life for themselves.
People with your condition, they can look at a photograph and see what their mind tells them to see. You used to see Sam.
It's interesting to us because we do realize that so much of our experience is subjective, but that is, I think, precisely why we do have books and movies, because it's an effort for us to have a collective experience. Then you have something that you go to and you look at and you say, hey, I saw this and it was kind of like this to me. Somebody else goes, no, 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 it seemed like that. And so it's a way for us to come together so that we can have individual experiences jointly.
Our minds are just amazing. That's why we have minds, is to imagine, to fantasize, to freak ourselves out, to solve things, and that's what a psychological thriller does. What if I told you your daughter never existed, but you made her up?
And why would you do that?
Yeah. Why?
You have to be pretty thrilling to thrill people nowadays. I think this does that.
Get out of the way!
Oh my God! Is he? Did we?
I don't know. Swear to God, they hit the guy, he crashes into the pump. Look at that. Then it gets right up. I didn't just see it, I heard it. Just bang, this guy bounces off the gas pump, gets right up.
There's no blood.
Once the audience becomes aware that anything can happen, that brings you to a whole new level of engagement, you know, and a whole new level of thrill.
That's what excited me about the project. I really didn't know what was going to happen when I read it.
Maybe they're not who they seem to be. Maybe they're going through things that aren't what we thought they were going through, and The Forgotten has all of that and a little bit more.
They're in the house with us.
I think there's a great payoff at the end. You know, just in terms of watching movies myself, that's kind of what I've come to want. It reaches a really, really satisfying conclusion, I think, and I just love it.
Where are the children?
Please tell me no one will know that you spoke to us. I swear to you.
They're listening. They've been doing it for years, maybe forever.